If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. So today I want to show you something that I actually am concerned about that happens quite regularly in our lifestyle. And I'm swinging around. I wanted to show you, try to give you the best perspective I can on what I'm talking about here. Flooding. Just off here, our campground, the water is way up. You can see here. And I don't know if it's going up or coming down. I mean, it just rained last night. I mean, it's fast moving. Look at that. This is just a regular stream. When I was here last year, I don't have any footage of it. It just wasn't impressive last year. It was just a little creek. And so this year, it's way up. And, you know, we're just a few hundred feet away from it. I would say the bank is only, I'll show you the bank here. I would say the bank is only maybe 6 feet high off the water level. So it really wouldn't take too much for this to flood. Now, I just walked down the path a little ways, maybe 100 yards, 200 yards, and the path is now blocked. During daylight hours, I can keep an eye on it. There's nothing wrong with it. But at night is where I would get concerned about that water level continuing to rise. It is concerning, and this has happened to us twice before. You know, people always talk about the different safety concerns they have, bears and animals, and all kinds of things that I don't think are actually a concern. There are much riskier things for me to worry about than bears. I've seen one bear in the 2 years that we've been out on this adventure, and it was on a road eating out of a trash can next to a house. I've never seen a bear in the National Forest. Now, I'm not saying you won't run into one, but it's a very rare occasion. As a matter of fact, I talked to the rangers down in Florida. In town, people always complained about bears tearing up the trash cans. But in the National Forest, the ranger says rarely is there a sighting. There was one ranger I talked to, he said he never seen one. And I thought that was odd. I mean, he said, well, you know, he'd been working there a couple of years. He's never seen a bear in the National Forest. The common things that I worry the most about are things like the flooding. Like I said, this is the third time that I've had to worry about flooding. The first time we were in Missouri, and we just got rid of all our stuff. We just left the house. The state of Missouri had flooded the night before we were supposed to leave, and we couldn't get out of the state. You know, we went to a state park, and of course the state park was right on the Merrimack River, and it was coming up and getting higher and higher, so we had to move from there. The second time I worried about it, we were down in Florida, and we were at a lake. They call them lakes in Florida. I don't know why they call them lakes. And, you know, Missouri, a lake is just a pool of water, a large pool of water. But in Florida, they call rivers lakes also. So it was called Porter Lake, more like a river. On 2 or 3 occasions, the water came really close to coming up to our campground. Now, I know what everybody says, yeah, you need to leave. I get that. Here's the problem that I don't think a lot of people stick and brick understand, is it's not always that easy just to leave. If you're in Florida in the wintertime trying to, you know, stay warmer, if you leave your campground, you're most likely going to lose it for 2 reasons. One, in the Apalachicola National Forest, it's hunting season through the winter. I think it's October or something like that through February is hunting season. And hunters pack these hunt camps. They bring their dogs, they get permits, and they're completely full all the time. Well, we just happened to be able to obtain this spot. We didn't want to lose it. So you're constantly weighing out, okay, is it going to flood? And if it does flood, where can I go? Because everything's full, there's no place to go. That means you probably would have to leave the state. So these things that I try to convey in my YouTube videos, not that I'm complaining, and not that I'm stupid and think, oh, well, I'm just going to stay here, and if it comes up to the wheels of the camper, I'm going to leave. No, you have to weigh out, are you going to have a place to stay versus the flood? Now that was with the travel trailer and, you know, or pop-up camper or whatever you want to say. With the truck camper, it wouldn't be near as hard for us to deal with. You know, if in the middle of the night I need to leave, it would take me 5 minutes to get the truck up and going. Whereas with a pop-up camper or even a camper, it could be a half hour to an hour once you make the decision to leave. Another safety concern that I always am worried about is branches falling out of the trees, like that. Happens a lot. And when it's wintertime in Missouri and it's snowing, branches fall even more so. Windy conditions. So you always need to look up when you're parking your camper. Try to stay in areas that are clear cut. Don't go out in the woods. So that's always a concern. I have a dent in the hood of my truck. Not from a hail, but it looks like a hail dent. But it is from a limb. A limb came down and hit the hood of the truck on a windy night. Now this is when the camper had burned down. So we were parked down in by the beach just to stay the night one night. And it got windy and this limb fell out of the tree. So it's very dangerous and will cause significant damage to your camper, of course. Cause damage to the truck. But if you're, imagine that hitting you on the head. Could be quite deadly. So I'm going to give you a spin around. So I just walked the trail. Now over here, I'm a little blinded by the sun here, but right over there is the boat ramp for the float trip folks, where you can go and take your float trip. So it's right over there, but it's completely gone. So I guess if you wanted to go on a float trip right now, you'd have to do it right here on the road. See, this is a circle drive right here, and it's completely underwater. I'm kind of on an island right now. So that is that's the flood water, and I don't know if it's coming up or going down, so I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on it. Thanks for watching. Click like if you liked the video, and happy travels.